with a breezy morning. I was so excited to go back to Jakarta from Sharma after leading a public speaking seminar that evening. I was so excited because I knew everything went as planned. My weekend went well, the seminar went well, and the best part, I got everything what I planned. So I also expected the same thing that morning. And when I entered the station, I saw a very huge parking lot in front of me, which was kind of 30 meters away to reach the station. I was using a 6 centimeter red heels. But, I was just walking beautifully. And I knew the train was going to come 5 minutes later. So I took my time, I relaxed, but suddenly I saw something which actually stunned me. The train, which was supposed to come 5 minutes later, suddenly arrived in front of my eyes. I did not know what to do. So I just ran how much ever my heels were. But then I knew it was still far away. I did it whatever I did. But as I reached the station, in front of the train, the automatic door of the commuter line closed.
Oh.
I was so irritated because I was actually so happy when I wanted to go to Jakarta, knowing I was supposed to sign a dream contract of mine. But then I felt that, well, the next train will just be about 20 minutes more, right? It wouldn't be a problem. So I sat down and waited. The time struck 7:90, and I was already getting ready to get up and go to the train itself. Once I was in front, the announcer announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, due to an emergency, all trains to Jakarta and from Jakarta will be cancelled. Please take another mode of transportation. Thank you." I was like, what is this? I have reached on time, I planned everything, and suddenly this is happening? But I have no choice but to take a bike to Jakarta. So I expected to reach Jakarta 3 hours later. But thanks to the iconic traffic, I reached 4 hours later. I was so confused on what to do. So luckily the cafe, which was not really far away from the Tanah Abang station, I can actually run and reach on time. The driver stopped in Tanah Abang station. I just ran with my heels, and suddenly, as I opened the cafe door, my friend was not there. He waited for me until half an hour later, but then due to his other meeting, he had to leave me. So the conclusion on that day, I lost my dream job too.
No.
So I had no other choice but to come back home empty-handed. I was very much disappointed that time. And when I was coming back home, on the way itself, I was already cursing God by saying, "God, you know this was important for me. You know I really wanted this so much. But what have you done?" Tears started to flow from my eyes. I was having this mixed emotion of anger and sadness. When I reached my apartment, I just banged my wood door. I entered. I just threw everything to my sofa and slept on without me moving. Suddenly, tick-tock, 5 hours later. I was very shocked when I heard about the bell, knowing I slept too long. I did not realize that within my cries, I suddenly slept like that. So I had no choice but to just get up, run to the door, and open it. I saw newspaper, my normal evening newspaper, lying 2 steps ahead from me. So I took the newspaper opened and I got stunned. 5 seconds long. The headline said, "This morning, the train from S.I.Kom to Tanah Abang got an accident by crashing an oil truck in the middle of the road, with 10 dead and hundreds injured." Not long later, I got a phone call from my mother. "Kirti, Kirti, are you okay? I heard the news and..." "Mom, I got late for a minute and I'm home." "What do you mean?" "Yes, Mom. That 1 minute saved my life." Fellow Toastmasters and friends, if that day I actually had happened as what I planned and I entered that train, maybe today I wouldn't be able to stand in front of all of you, fit and fine with confidence. I was very much angry that day, but then looking at what was happening next, I somehow felt thankful. But then some people actually felt that 1 minute wouldn't make a difference. But if you don't believe so, ask those people who were saved from the 9/11 World Trade Center incident on how each minute really counts for them. Ask those pedestrians who were in the Sarina bombing that day, who were so lucky that they were actually steps ahead. If you again don't believe it, ask those people who were actually cursing that they missed the flight. But that night, they realized that flight crashed. Every minute counts, if you believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is this famous quote that says, "Everything happens for a reason." So if in case tomorrow you got up late and everything did not go as you planned, just believe in yourself that maybe God is planning something better for you, trying to save you from something, or maybe helping you to meet your man or woman of your dreams.
Oh.